I'm here with Terry Trueblood, the Director of Parks and Recreation. Terry, thanks for being here today.
You're most welcome.
We're excited to talk about our great parks and trails. As we move into the fall, it's a great time for people to get out and explore. So tell us about some of your favorite parks in Iowa City and some of the trails you like best.
Well, it's sort of like a father with kids. I'm not supposed to play favorites
that's right.
with the parks, but I do have my favorite ones. If people are wanting to take a nice walk on a sort of a nature trail, Hickory Hill and Ryerson's Woods are probably the two best ones, but also, Waterworks Praire Park. Even though the trails are hard surfaced, there's still a lot of nature out there, and Whispering Meadows Wetland Park, and some of the other parks have nice smaller nature components too. Even some of the neighborhood parks like Benton Hill neighborhood or Benton Hill Park, one of our newer ones that the neighborhood really wanted to keep a nature component in that park, so we did. If I'm just looking for trails, like if I want to take a bike ride on a trail, Iowa River Corridor Trail probably tops the list because that's the longest one, but Willow Creek Trail is also a very nice one for that purpose. If parents are looking for a place to take smaller kids, just for a place for them to ride their bike, again, I would come back to Waterworks Praire Park. It's level, wide, nice place to ride a bike.
That's some outdoor activities, but as the weather gets colder, people maybe want to stay more indoors. Now we have the advantage of having a couple of indoor pools.
Right.
That's some of the activities that families and people can do indoors, but what else will be going on this winter for people to remain active?
We have two, what I would classify as major recreation centers, with the Robert A. Lee Community Recreation Center downtown, and then the Mercer Park Aquatic Center, Scanlon Gym, out by Southeast Junior High. And then we also have the Grantwood Gymnasium that was a cooperative project with the school district, and there's quite a few activities going on in there as well. But you already mentioned aquatics. Of course, with the two indoor pools, that's a year-round activity. And even in the wintertime, there's a lot of lessons, there's a lot of recreational swimming, lap swimming, exercise classes such as aquasize. There's a lot of indoor sports programs for both youth and adults. Basketball and volleyball being the more common ones, but also indoor soccer. We have a lot of arts and social programs in the wintertime, everything from art classes for little kids to the photographer studio. We also do a lot with teen programming and preschools. There's probably 200 to 300 activities, programs that we offer through the fall and winter. Go to icgov.org and look under Parks and Recreation. You'll find our activities guide, and it's all in there.
So when people say that there's nothing really to do in Iowa City, they just haven't checked out our website.
Guess that would be one way you could put it.
You work with the Parks and Recreation Commission, and that's a great way for people to get involved, especially if they're interested in Parks and Recreation and sort of make their voice heard. And how do people get involved, and what does that entail if they sit on the Parks and Rec Commission?
Well, first of all, it's pretty good timing for the question because typically, as you know, most board and commission appointments are made like in November, December. So that's coming right up. And I know that we will have at least one vacancy, maybe two, on the Parks and Recreation Commission. It's a 9-member commission appointed by the City Council and advisory to the City Council. Have to be Iowa City resident to be on it. They deal with issues such as our capital improvement priorities. Every year when the staff starts putting our wish list together, and we take it to the commission, and they help us to prioritize those and then get forward on to the City Council. Another one of the big things they do every year is to adopt the fees and charges through the Recreation Division. Like I said, it's a 9-member commission. Right now we have 8 men and 1 woman. And that's very unusual. I mean, typically there's usually at least 3 or 4 women on the commission, but for the last couple of years there haven't been. If there's any women that are interested out there, look for an opening.
Great. The Parks and Rec Commission, your department has been working on a Parks and Rec and Trails master plan.
Right.
So talk a little bit about that and what we can expect to see out of that.
What it's all about is asking the citizens how they feel about Iowa City's parks and recreation facilities and programs, including trails, and what they would like to see. So it gives us an idea how they feel about us, but more importantly, to create a vision, both short-term and long-term vision for the most important things we should be working on.
Well, Terry, thanks a lot. You've given us a lot of information, a lot of ideas for staying active both through the fall and through the winter. I really appreciate you being here.
Okay, my pleasure.
Thanks.
And now it's time